1 second. Yeah. So can we start? I think it's good to go. Yes, we'll start. Okay. So good evening all. So in this session, we are going to discuss the 4 standards. Eda. 1 second. So can we start? Eda, which are the 4 standards which we are going to discuss? 4 essays. Come on, come on, come on. I want interaction from your side. Which are those 4 standards? Essay 450, essay 330, essay 260, and one more standard was there. Come on, essay 260, essay 265. And let's interact, and we are going to rapidly revise these 4 standards. So once you finish off viewing this, seeing this session, attending this session, what you have to do is you have to just go and revise these standards so that it is done. Okay, if all clear, all set, and if it is ready and good to go, come on, promote me, guys. Let's start. Give me a promotion. Just put P in the chat box. Makla, I want your 101% support. Okay. Okay. So I'm starting with, this is not like I'm not going to take, it's not a class, it's just a revision. Okay, that too rapidly. So I'm not going in the order. I will start with which essay? Any guess? I will be starting with essay 450. Now, why did we select these these 4 standards? These are the 4 standards. All are comparatively small standards introduced in the new syllabus inter. That's why. But I've lost the flow. Okay. Every standard I will be repeating twice. All the standards I will be repeating twice. For every standard, 25 to 30 minutes. So our target time is 2 hours, 15 minutes is the target time. Okay. Okay. So Pillare, which was the first standard which we said we are going to start? Essay 450, right? What is essay 450 all about? Those who know, kindly respond. Others, you can hear. Essay 450 in one word. It talks about what? Evaluation. Evaluation. Evaluation of. As an auditor, what you have to evaluate? Evaluation of misstatements identified during the audit. Kandupidicha, Partha, Kandupidicha, identified misstatement you are going to evaluate. Now wait guys, let me link. There are other standards. You know essay 315, you know essay 320, you know essay 330. Can someone help me out? What are these standards all about? Now, what is essay 315? 315 is, yes, ROMM, ROMM. Can we say identification and assessment of risk? Identification and assessment of risk. Okay. Now, 320 is materiality. Okay. 330 is respond. Now, what is the standard which we are dealing now? Which standard? 450. Now, ma'am, why did you go to 315, 320, 330? I will say the lingolifications. 315, we will try to identify and assess the risk. Once you have identified and assessed the risk, in 330, if it is material, you will try to respond. Did you follow that? In 315, you will identify and assess risk. If it is material, you will try to respond. Material 320. If it is material, you will try to respond through 330. And if you can't respond, you will be evaluating what the misstatement. Are we clear between the link of these 4 standards? Now, which stage of audit are you in? Are you identifying? I'm asking you, we are studying or we are revising essay 450. Are you going to identify or are you assessing or are you responding or are you evaluating risk? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You are going to not identifying, not assessing, not responding. For that, you have 315, 330. Now you are going to evaluate. Now, what are you going to evaluate? 2 things. But already you have been. Kindly think that you are an auditor. Makle, whenever you study essays, especially think that you are an auditor. We have done the audit. We have done audit of P&L account, class of transaction, balance sheet, account balances, lot of item. So we have identified misstatement. Identified misstatement. Now we will communicate with whom? Array management, correct it. TCWG, correct it. They are not correcting. So we will evaluate the effect of which misstatement? Uncorrected misstatement. So we are concerned with 2 types of misstatement. Both identified misstatement, how it is going to impact the FS, and how the uncorrected misstatement would impact the auditor FS. But are we clear with these 2 concepts? How identified and how uncorrected misstatement would affect. So this is in nutshell. Okay, what essay 450 all about? So can we start? Ma'am, you didn't start? No, guys, we are just going to start. But if all okay till now, put a start. Start. Put S, no. Even those who are watching YouTube live, in the live chat, you can put start. I'm seeing that. Come on. Start. Okay. So, first one. What is misstatement? From the first chapter, we are hearing misstatement, misstatement, misstatement. What is misstatement? Misstatement is the difference between what it is and what it should be. It is a difference between what it should be and what it is. What it should be as per AFRF and what it is as per books or as per FS. This misstatement can happen because of valuation. There are 4 things. Closing stock is not properly valued. Valuation. Traveling expense has not been properly dash in P&L account. Can you say traveling expense has not been properly? The P&L account, the traveling expense has not been properly classified. Classification. Now, balance sheet, loans and advances are not properly. The balance sheet presentation or contingent liability has not been disclosed. Disclosure. So misstatement can mainly happen because of valuation, classification, presentation or disclosure. Not only that, it can be either അറിഞ്ഞോ അറിയാതെയോ தெரிஞ்சு தெரியாம. Come on, intentional or unintentional. It can arise either due to fraud or error. Okay. Guys, I will pause after every 10 minutes. So don't worry. Till 10 minutes, hold on. Now, what are the sources of misstatement? Can you say sources of misstatement? Source. First, we will catch it in a flow. From where misstatement can arise? Source. Source means first, accounting starting. Data itself is wrong. Wrong data. If data is okay, second step to process the data in FS, wrong selection and application of accounting policies. Okay. If policies is okay, management side inappropriate, unreasonable. Come on, accounting, management side, accounting, estimates or management judgment is not reasonable. Okay, data is okay, accounting policy is properly selected, estimate is reasonable, judgment is also proper, but finally, disclosure or omission, non-disclosure or omission has taken place. Inappropriate data, inappropriate selection of policies, unreasonable estimates, inappropriate judgment, or non-disclosure omission. These are the what sources of misstatements. What sources? From where all misstatements can arise. Can I have a green signal if what is misstatement is okay? It's a difference between what it should be as per AFRS and what it is as per books, which can be either valuation, classification, presentation, disclosure. It can be either due to fraud or error. Sources we said in a flow, starting with the accounting basics, data. If data is okay to process the data, policy. If policy is okay, from the policy, the management makes estimates and judgment. If all is okay, there is an omission. Okay, can you put a proceed if what is misstatement okay? Now, as an auditor, what is my objective here? Objective. This essay in exam hall, you should mainly think. Okay, when you see the word, can you say which is the word which lets you know, this is from essay 450. Which is that word? Come on. This is essay 450. We know. Which is that word? Evaluation. So, as an auditor, we have to evaluate the effect of, already we said, two misstatements. Which all? One, identified misstatements, and one more, how this misstatements which we identified affects the audit. Okay, and one more, how the uncorrected misstatement, what is this uncorrected misstatement? Even after we communicated with management, TCWG, they are not correcting, is going to affect the audit. It has this uncorrected misstatement. Now the route will go to which essay? Can someone say where this route will go? The uncorrected misstatement. Route will go to. It can be pervasive, not pervasive. Route will go to essay 7, not 5. You will modify the opinion. If you go to essay 705, you will hear this word uncorrected misstatement. Correct. So our objective is simple. Evaluate both identified and uncorrected misstatement. We said earlier also. And we are coming to the last part, which is the most important part. First, I will give you a summary. Then I will elaborate. With that, 450 is done. So we said what is misstatement. Now we said about the objective. Makla, if this is clear. One more green signal. Okay. Come on here. If all set. Last part. Proceed. Okay. Okay. So SA 450. SA 450, it goes with the requirements. Requirements, right? One second. Yeah. Requirements. What is the requirements of SA 450? At first, I will give you a small summary like thing. Then I will elaborate it. Requirements is very important. First, I will summarize. Then I will elaborate. With that, 450 is done. Okay. So wait. Okay. Yes. Okay. So first, hear it in a flow. I'm just saying the keywords, then I will elaborate. First step, what you will do. First, you will. We have identified some misstatement in sales. We have identified some misstatement in purchases. All these misstatements, we will try to. All these misstatements, what you will do, we will try to accumulate. Accumulate. Accumulate means what? We will try to bring together. Very good. Accumulate. Unless trivial. Trivial means chota, immaterial. Unless trivial, every misstatement we will accumulate. Immaterial is trivial. Once you have accumulated, oh, because of this misstatement, how my audit is going to be affected, how it affects the audit progress. Materiality may be affected. You may need to perform more procedures. Management has to be intimated. You will see the impact on audit progress, audit process. Now you will see whether this misstatement has to be communicated. At a first step, you will communicate with whom? Communicate with management, right? Communicate with management. Now, if management has corrected or uncorrected, you will see. We communicated with management, whether management has corrected or uncorrected. Now, if uncorrected, you will see the effect of uncorrected misstatements. But if management has not corrected this uncorrected misstatements, next step, to whom you will say, after management, next step, Uparwala, you will say to TCWG. And at TCWG, SA 260. Okay. Then, now TCWG is saying, Auditor, idakka nissarava vidu. Auditor, idellam silly matter da vidu. Auditor, all these are immaterial. Leave off. Then give us in writing. Then you will obtain a written representation if they say it is immaterial. At a market, you will obtain written representation if in their language it is immaterial. Written representation, SA 580. Finally, at a future reference, all these should be what you have to do, document. At a documentation, essay 230. And here, are we talking about general documentation or are we talking about specific documentation? We are here talking about, very specifically. No, Subeda, no. Here we are talking about specific documentation. General documentation is SA 230. Here specifically we are documenting only identified misstatement, trivial misstatement, uncorrected misstatement. Specifically misstatements only we are documenting here. General documentation is SA 230. And how is the flow? Just think you are the auditor, you accumulated. Second step, how this misstatement affects the audit. Then you communicated with management, effect of this misstatement. Then you communicated with TCWG. They are saying silly matter. Then give us in writing. Finally, document. Did you get that flow, Bullare? Kittiyo, Karchacha, did you get the flow? If so, I want to elaborate the requirements once more. can I elaborate the requirement? Because that requirement is bigile mukyam. Very, very, very important. Can I elaborate? If all okay, then only I will elaborate. Once elaborated, essay is done. So, can you give me a reply? Yes, no? Okay. So, I'll just use my material for this. Ada, how many steps did we say? You remember how many steps did we say? 7 steps? Yes. What was the first step? We said accumulation of first step. You remember? Accumulation of misstatements during the audit. In accumulation of misstatement, we used a term unless it is clearly accumulate the misstatement other than those clearly trivial. Misstatement may vary depending upon varieties of factors. Is the first point clear? We will accumulate all the misstatement unless those which are clearly trivial. Misstatement will depend upon varieties of factors. For entities, from one entity to another, it may be different. Now, can someone say which is the next step? Once accumulated, what was the next step which we said? How this misstatement will affect the audit progress. Consideration of misstatement identified on audit progress. How the materiality will be affected. At a materiality, essay 320. We will ask the management to examine. We may perform procedures. What procedure? Additional audit procedure. Did you understand that? Because of the accumulated misstatement, we may need to revise the materiality. We may ask the management, array management C. We may perform more procedure. Which procedure? Additional procedure. That's the second point. Makle, can you say which is the third point? Accumulated. Then audit progress. What is the third point? You have to communicate. Come on, support. Communicate. Communicate with whom? Communication and correction of misstatement. First step pillar. Here they are saying you will communicate with appropriate level of management. Meaning, we will be communicating with management. Now, if management is refusing, we will ask them the reasons. Why management you are refusing? Okay. You ask them. Then you will evaluate the effect of uncorrected misstatement. Fourth step, you accumulated audit progresses, then communicated effect of uncorrected misstatement. Now you will evaluate whether uncorrected misstatements are material. You remember this word? Materiality is always individually or in aggregate. Then he will see how this misstatement has been there. Depending upon size, nature, prior period, you will evaluate. Next step, come on. Uncorrected misstatement, with whom you will communicate. Unstoppables don't pause. TCWG. TCWG. Essay 260. Now, we will next step communicate with the TCWG. Communicate. And you will request them to correct it. That is simple. Now, next step, obtain. Obtain written representation. Only when will you obtain written representation? If they say it is material or immaterial. If they say it is immaterial. A material means you will modify, no? Finally, you will document. What you will document? Trivial misstatement, accumulated misstatement which you have identified, whether they are corrected or not. Even uncorrected misstatement you will document. Whatever you have done in this essay, identified misstatement, trivial misstatement, even uncorrected, you will document specific document. Did you understand these 7 points, Pullare? With that, smile, yaar, smile. And I asked you only for a smile, You guys are sitting like I asked you. I mean moon. Why so much of muscle, guys? I know you guys are so tensed, but don't be like in the pressure cooker. Oh my God. How was 450? And hey, those who are in YouTube also. One smiley, please. 450 set down. Are we clear with 450? So now, baby, calm down, calm down, calm down. 2 minutes rest. Now don't go for eating dinner. Dinner time is later. 2 minutes. Take rest. Have a sip of water. Take rest for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we will go to 3:30. Okay. Next is 3:30. By the way, 450 is there in ICA material in chapter number. Anyone? No one? In chapter number, that's right, chapter number 7. So take rest for 2 minutes. After that, no, now it's only 1.5 minutes. Okay. After that, let's go for 3:30. So what news, guys? How's life going? I should not ask, right? How's studies going? Alle. Should not ask that question, alle. Ajoichod alle. Otherwise, also you won't reply. Abhishek. Is it? Very good. Last 1 more minute. Eda, look at the timer. If you're having something on hand other than book, within 1 minute, keep that away and give me ready. Okay? 1 minute time is there. Within 1 minute, I want ready message from all of you. Okay? In the chat box, I want R. Ready, ready, ready. Come on. Eda, 45 seconds was there. You don't want rest? Vende. Vendamma. Vende. Venda. If you don't want, why? I want. Vendenge venda. Okay. Share it. Except one person, others are so serious. So guys, ready? Excuse me. And of which essay did we say? I've lost the flow. And a flow boy. 3:30. And the 3:30 and another essay, they are twins. It's like Siamese. It comes together. You can't separate them like that. It's not good, dear. Come on, twins. It's essay 315 and 330. But right now we are going to discuss only 330. Okay. So let's say what is 315? And we said 315 earlier also. What are you going to do in 315? What are you going to do in 315? What are you going to do? Identify and assess risk of material misstatement through understanding the entity and its environment. Now, which procedure you will perform to identify and assess risk? Which procedure you will perform? RAP, risk assessment procedure. So guys, through 315, what you obtained risk. Tettanulla chances, tappagalam, risk, chances of misstatements, you got ROMM, ROMM. But I am using the word ROMM, not ROMM, risk of material misstatements, right? Now, once you have obtained the risk, risk is high, I am going to withdraw. Ta-da! Will you withdraw from the audit? No. Will you modify the report? No. What will you do in the first step? You will try to respond. In respond, what are you going to do? You are trying to respond to reduce the assessed risk to a dash level. What level? Acceptable level. Sahikam pattunna, thanga mudiya level. Tolerable level. Better to call it as acceptable level. Now, how will you respond? For response, you are going to perform which procedure? Very good. You are going to perform further audit procedure. Manjusha, SAP is only a part of FAP. You want me to say the full form? I will say. Further audit procedure. And basically, when taking the classes, we usually study 500 first, then only 300 series. So, risk assessment procedure, RAP. To identify risk, further audit procedure is to respond to risk. Now, 330, which you are going to study now, RAPA, FAPA. Here we are going to do only further audit procedure. Why? To reduce the risk to an acceptable level. Makle, are we clear with this much? This is the summary of what is 330 in 2 sentence or 3 sentence. With this, can we start? I want start. Yes. Start. Okay. My flow went. 330 is not to be found. Okay. Guys, support. Essay 330. You know the name? What is essay 330? Name, please. Auditor's responses to. Auditor's responses to what? Assessed risk. Auditor's responses to assessed risk. So link, I'm just repeating, 315 you are going to identify and assess risk. 330 you are going to respond to assess and identify risk assessment procedure. To respond further audit procedure. So can you say what is the objective of this standard? What to do in the chayana? What is the objective of this essay? To perform. And as an auditor, what is the objective? To perform further audit procedure. Okay. To obtain, why do you perform further audit procedure? Further audit procedure, where else have you heard? Can you say which other essay you have heard? Where else? Other than in 330, where else you have heard in essay? 500? Why? Because you're obtaining audit evidence. Evidence about what? Audit evidence about assessed risk. Why? To reduce the risk to an what level? Acceptable level. So guys, to say it in one sentence, objective of essay 330 is to perform further procedure to obtain evidence about assessed risk so as to reduce the risk to an acceptable low level. Now, how to go about? What is the requirements of essay 330? That is the next part. First, overall response. Second, you will perform nature, timing and extent of further procedure. So this essay has only two parts. First, objective. Second, requirements. In requirements, first is what? How? Overall response how? Then nature, timing. NTE. Nature, timing, extent. എന്താണ് എപ്പോ ചെയ്യണം എത്രത്തോളം എന്നെ പണ്ണണം എപ്പോ പണ്ണണം എവ്വളോ പണ്ണണം nature, timing and extent of further procedure. Makle, did you understand this page, objective of this essay and requirements? If you understood, take rest for 30 seconds and say continue. Put C. Porsche without brakes. Essay 330 without brakes. Continue. All okay? So guys, this essay will divide into two parts. Requirements. What are those two parts? First, overall response. Second is nature, timing and extent of further procedure. But I've lost the flow up. 330 is continuation of which essay? Which essay is continuation? 330 is continuation of essay 315. Through 315, end kitti, enna kedichachu, what did you get? You have already got the risk. Now you will see, how much is the risk? Oh, I thought it was a good entity. Now I have to revise the understanding about the entity. You will revise your understanding based on the risk. Then you will see, oh, I have to perform FAP. Makla, FAP comprises of, further audit procedure comprises of test of control and substantive procedure. Eda, just imagine that you are an auditor. How will you overall respond? You have already got the risk. So you will evaluate the assessed risk. Oh, risk is this much. So, the entity is not what I thought. So you will revise the understanding of entity and its environment. These words are taken from which essay? We thought risk is less initially. After assessing the risk, we are revising the understanding about the entity. These words are taken from essay 315. Then we will emphasize on more test of control and substantive procedure. Test of control or substantive procedure or combination of both. Test of controls plus substantive procedure. These two together will give you further procedure, no? Tell me frankly, did you understand overall response? This is very simple here. How much is the risk? Okay, first point. If risk is more, you will revise. If risk is less also, you will revise the understanding. Then you will emphasize more of TOC or less of TOC, then SAP or combination of both. TOC is test of control, SAP, SAP is substantive audit procedure. This is the first part. Which is the first part? This first part, overall respond. If one is clear, can you guys give me a green signal by saying 2? Pillare, can you say 2 if one is clear? Others? Now you are going to perform nature, timing and extent of further audit procedure. Further audit procedure. Will you always perform more further audit procedure? എപ്പോഴും കൂടുതൽ ചെയ്യുവോ? എപ്പോഴും ജാസ്തി பண்ணுவீங்களா? Will you always perform more? Answer is no. How much to perform? While you design nature, timing and extent of procedure, it depends upon few factors. Like you will see reasons for misstatement, how these misstatement came. Then you will see the likelihood of misstatement, whether it is one time or frequency, we can say. Okay, then you will see its significance, whether it is small or big. Significance of risk. If it is significant, you need more dash evidence. Makkale, if it is significant, you need what evidence? Come on. If it is significant, you need more convincing evidence. Convincing means persuasive evidence. Second step, you are going to perform more fact. Think practically, don't by heart. Further audit procedure depends upon how risk came, reason. Is it frequently occurring? Likelihood, frequency. If it is more significant, more persuasive, convincing evidence is needed. We are talking about which procedure India wants to know. Para, tell me. Which procedure we are talking about? SAP. Further audit procedure. Can I know what are further audit procedure comprising of? Can you split SAP? It comprises of test of control and substantive procedure. I'm not going to write. I'll just give you a summary of that. Okay. What is test of control? Can we discuss? Test of control, we are going to see the deficiencies or deviations in what? Deficiencies or deviations in IC. We are going to check whether internal controls are dash the misstatement. Whether controls are going to dash the misstatement. There are 3 keywords: detect, prevent, correct. Please hear the short form, please. Detect, prevent, correct the misstatements on a timely basis. Now, whether controls are dash by the management. 3 words: designed, implemented, maintained by the management properly. Then auditor will, first step, he will dash about the control. Who implemented the control? Who? How the controls are operating? To what extent it is operating? frequency of control. Auditor will inquire. It asked me what happened. It put a question mark. Ask me what happened. Ask me. There were deviations in control, guys. What to do? Come on, deviations. What to do? Whenever there are deviations, you have to do what? Specific inquiry. Not only direct control, even indirect or compensatory control auditor has to see. See, indirect or compensatory control means, say for example, cashier, if he's on leave, his power will be delegated to another person. That is indirect control. If there is no change in control, prior period evidence or interim period evidence can be used. Did you understand which procedure we were elaborating now? Which procedure? Test of control. It is mainly done to check deviations, deficiencies in IC, whether controls are detecting, preventing, correcting misstatements, whether controls are designed, implemented, maintained properly. For that, auditor will inquire who applied, how applied, what extent, frequency, nature, timing, extent of control. If deviation, specifically inquire. Even indirect control, we will see. Prior period evidence, interim period evidence, we will see. Makla, are we all connected? Hi, all there with me? Come on, give me a response. See, there was one important sentence. When you need more persuasive evidence of control, you need more persuasive evidence of control. You need more convincing evidence of control. You need to increase TOC or decrease TOC. കൂടുതൽ ബോധിപ്പിക്കുന്ന എവിഡൻസ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ you need more convincing evidence. Number mari evidence venumna. You will increase TOC. Through TOC, you need more reliable evidence. Meaning, you need to place more reliance. Otherwise, you won't be convinced. If you have to be convinced, you have to increase TOC. Through TOC, you have to place more reliance on control. Then only you can get more persuasive evidence. If all set till here, kindly pause for 1 minute. TOC is over. Ade, I have lost my flow completely. Can you say where were we? Flow gone. We were in FAP. FAP, where were we? TOC. Now, which procedure after TOC? Second one is FAP. So take rest, 30 seconds or 1 minute. After that, let me know by saying FAP, substantive audit procedure. Four essays are the target, guys. We are at the verge of finishing the second essay in 7 to 8 minutes. So, life is a race. Run. So 30 seconds more. After that, let me know by saying FAP. Finishing off 4 standards in 2 hours, 15 minutes is not small job. I mean for you. So be strong, double strong. 15 seconds more. தொடங்கட்டே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா? Can we? Okay. So, substantive audit procedure. Eda, in substantive procedure, how many procedures are there? In a substantive procedure, it from SA 500 we know it comprises of TOD, test of detail, or it comprises of analytical, and I'm writing short, analytical procedure. Analytical procedure, essay. Vidamaten. Come on, tell me. 520. But a test of details provides you sufficient evidence, whereas analytical provides you relevant and reliable evidence. Can you give me a suggestion? We are performing further procedure to respond, to reduce risk, no? Respond. Which is most responsive? Is it only TOD? Is it only analytical? Or is it combination of both? Which is most responsive for risk? Combination of both analytical and TOD is most responsive. You know why? Always we say evidence should be sufficient and appropriate. TOD will give you sufficient. Analytical will give you appropriate. Logic you understood? Through TOD, test of details, you will get sufficient. Through analytical, you will get relevant and reliable, which is appropriate. But if risk is more, you need more dash evidence. You need more. Come on, you need more. Audit procedure. Through audit procedure, you need more persuasive evidence. If you are unable to perform and obtain evidence, use your weapon. Weapon, guys, which is your weapon? Then you will modify. From here, route will go to which essay? 705. With one more thing, we will wind up essay 330. If this much is clear, can you ask what is it? Enna kelunga, chodikyu guys, ask me what? Ask. Question mark, idu, podunga, come on. Can you say what is SAP? SAP comprising of? India wants to know. SAP. SAP comprises of what? Test of details and substantive analytical procedure. Don't read it as only a analytical procedure. For the time being, I'm not touching analytical since it is SA 520. Ratio, trend, reasonableness, structural modeling, analytical. TOD comprises of it has TOT and TOB. TOT means test of transactions, which is P&L account. Vouching you call. Class of transaction. TOB is balance sheet item. Verification. Account balances. Now, can I give you a small oral test now? Only 5 questions. Ready for the test? Now, I will say some questions. You have to say which procedure, whether it is, your options are TOC, TOT, TOB, or if it is combination, say it as TOD, or if it is analytical, put analytical. If it is risk assessment, put REP, you can put that. Can I start? Okay. You are seeing the sales journal entry. Which procedure? Sales journal entry. Look at my expression. Guys, sales. What is a journal entry for sales? Cash account or debtors account debtor to sales. So is it only TOT, Bullare? Is it only TOT? It is both the TOT and TOBLA. One aspect is in balance sheet. No. So it is not only TOT, it is both the TOT and TOB. So answer is TOB. TOD. Test of details. Now, you are checking the sales invoice whether properly authorized. Which procedure? Very good. TOC. You are inquiring the management about the risk. You are inquiring the management about the risk. That was simple, no? RAP. You are seeing the advertisement expense of current year with previous year. Very good. Analytical. Last one. You are checking the companies. Okay. Production with companies' policies and procedures. Whether it is matching the company's policies and procedures. Policies and procedures are part of. Vignesh, tell me specifically, Gutta. Policies and procedures are part of internal control. So it is TOC. Very good. Except one question, all others were right. Excellent. So guys, are we all clear with essay? Which essay? 330? So guys, this is just the summary. I've not, this is just a summary. Okay, so take rest for 2 minutes. Not 2 minutes, you can take rest for 3 minutes. After that, we will go to, yes, after this, we will go to last two standards, which is 260 and 265. So, yeah. So, Pulare, come on, talk something, no? So serious? Why so serious? No, ma'am, we won't talk. Okay. And guys, I hope few more sessions are in plan. I will update everything in my status as well as in the channel. So everything I may not be able to put it into the group. Okay, in my channel and WhatsApp channel I have, and in my status I will be updating minimum 1, 2, 3. Minimum 4 more sessions will be there other than this. Did you hear that? Other than this minimum, in April month itself, 4 more sessions will be there. K2. So, if possible, kindly attend. I don't know whether that will be streamed to YouTube. So that I think you may need to attend it live. Okay. So that you have to look out. So kindly see the channel. I will put in the status too. So that will be revision of 500 series, RTP discussion, discussion of important question, like that. Rapid only. This is more or less a little bit detailed because these are new standards, but others are all rapid discussion only. RTP, one will be RTP, one will be MTP, one will be 500, like that. Okay. So take rest and then let me know. We will continue. So how is your state of mind now? Come on, let's talk with that. If you're pressurized, let me know. State of mind, it's pressurized or calm, cool as a cucumber? What is your state of mind now? Let me know, right? And then. So guys, this is the month in which all, be it final, be it inter, students are in pressure cooker state, but don't get into trouble because unless you guys are there, your exam you can't. So your physical and mental health matters a lot. So don't compromise on your physical and mental health. Ma'am, you can say it easily, you have passed. Yes, I know. But all of us have come through this stage. So yes, in my inter, I was like this only. Because of that, I faced so much of trouble. But in final, I was so mature. Because of that, it has made so much of advantage. So that's why this piece of advice. So I'm not going into advice now because I know you need 2 more essay and then you have to go and have your dinner. So yes, 1 more minute. After that, we'll go to essay 260. 260, 265. Yeah, 260. So guys, always cool. Very good. Cool as a cucumber. Very good. Really? Come on, smile. One standard is over. At least can't you smile for me? At least for me, smile, no. Which essay we said next? 260? Okay, 260. 260, 260, where are you? Here am I, here am I. You, 260 is not to be found. Kitty, Kedachach. If you are ready, put ready. We will start. Madam, before starting 260, I want to do something. Ask me what? No. Before starting 260, I want to do something. There is a connection between 260 and 265. Ariyamo, Teriyuma, do you know that? There is a huge connection between these two. You know that? Yeah. Can you say what is the common thing? No. First we'll discuss common, then we will distinguish. Can you say what is the common thing between these two? Common. Both are 260 and 265. Both are communication. Communication by whom? Both are communication by auditor. Right? Now, what is the difference between these two? Now, can we talk about the difference? Now, tell me, what is the difference between these two? Difference, can you say? This is communication with only 260 is communication with only TCWG, whereas this is communication with both TCWG and management. Why, Pillare? Management is also sitting over there because here we are communicating internal control deficiencies, which we have to put it into the ears of both management and TCWG. Whereas here we are going to communicate only what matter? Significant matter. Mukyamana, important matter, valare important matter. So which essay is general 260 or 265? Which is general? I want which is general. Kirti, I'm asking you general. Subeda, general, I'm asking you. Any significant matter. This is said to be more general. Right. Whereas 265 is going to be more specific. Only IC deficiency. So guys, this is the difference and similarity between 260 and 265. I forgot to say, last essay we said 330, right? That is in chapter number 3. Whereas 260 and 265, it is in chapter number 7. Makla, if you understood the difference and similarity between 260 and 265, let me know by saying start. We are going to start first with 260. Then I will pause. Then we will go to 265. Start. We'll first start with 260. Good to go? Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Life is simple. We will keep it simple. Come on, don't make it complicated. Start. At which essay? I've lost the flow. Essay? We said we'll start with 260, right? 260. Can you support by saying the name? What is name of essay 260? Communication. Communication with those charged with the governance. TCWG. This I'm going rapidly. Okay. So just answer to my questions. Answer, okay. Does this essay 260 require you to communicate with management and owners? Here auditor is communicating with TCWG. Does this essay requires you to communicate with management and owners? Answer is no. Wait, unless they are part of TCWG. Does that make sense? That sentence? For a small company, you've heard small company like, private company where there are only five shareholders. These five will be shareholders. These five will be the board of directors. These five will be the owners. These five will be TCWG. In such cases, since they are part of TCWG and management and owners, we will communicate. Generally speaking, this essay will not apply to communicate with management and owners unless they are part of TCWG. This essay is specifically to communicate with TCWG only. Is this essay general or specific communication? We have already discussed this. Very good. General. Specific is which essay? India wants to know. 265. Now, does this essay apply for small entity? For a Skutty entity, look out, no? Puttu Limited. It's a very small entity. Does this essay apply? Irrespective of nature and size of the entity, you have to do your duty of communication. So answer is yes. Irrespective of nature and size, communication will apply. So essay is applicable. Makle, you have communicated with TCWG. They have replied to you. Does this relieve means reduce the responsibility of TCWG? Answer is no, no, no. This does not relieve the responsibility of TCWG. Makle, that was concept clarity. Did you understand these 4 questions? And if understood, put you, no? Understood. That's why I asked you to put you. In class, I usually draw this. So same I will draw. So this is the company. Okay, company. The persons on top of the company. Array are on top of the company. Upar wala. Who are the persons who are sitting on top of the company? Upar wala. Come on. TCWG. Now this is the auditor. Okay. First, auditor will communicate with TCWG what? Auditor's responsibility. Audit's scope, timing, direction, whatever it is. Timing, scope, etc. He'll communicate. Now TCWG will give it to the auditor, relevant info. Here auditor, catch, pidicho, relevant info for audit. From the relevant info, auditor will communicate to TCWG what matter? Significant matter. From that significant matter, TCWG will give reply. Meaning, it's an effective two-way communication. Maklai, did you understand? Auditor will say to TCWG, they will give info. From the info, significant matter. Reply to that. Like this two-way communication. Manasilayo Purinjacha, did you understand that communication? Remember that diagram, if possible. This is the objective of this essay. If possible, can you support? What is the objective? First step. Auditor will communicate with TCWG. What? Auditors. Come on. Auditors. Auditors. What? Auditors. Responsibility. Scope of audit. Then one more thing. Timing of audit. Now, from TCWG, obtain what? Relevant information for audit. Now, to provide to whom? To provide to TCWG timely observation. What matter? Significant matter. Now, it should be effective. What way communication? Two-way communication. Now just think of that diagram. Auditor will say, then TCWG will give the matter. From that significant, two-way. And there is a phrase. It should be for constructive relationship. Constructive means for good purpose, should not be destructive. When you heard this essay 260 significant matter, any other chapter came to mind? One very important chapter should come to your mind. Another series. Any series came to your mind when you heard 260? Some other essay? 260 is referred in another essay. Very good, Hari. What about others? Those who are watching live, come on. Any other essay came to your mind? Appreciate Hari, no? Come on, appreciate him. Very good. Makle, essay 701. Appreciate him. Very good, Abhishek. See, 701. You remember key audit matter? What are key audit matter? Key audit matter are most significant matter. 701 most significant matter are selected from significant matter, no? So 701 most significant are selected from 260 TCWG matter alle. Can someone give me a reply yes or no? 701 most significant matter are selected from 260 matter. Let's link it and study so that we won't forget it. One more place. Someone else was saying. Abhishek, you said essay 700. What is essay 700? Why did you say? There are 700. Audit report has how many elements? India wants to know. How many elements? 13. Title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, MU, material uncertainty, ongoing concern, key audit matter, management responsibility. Very good. 8th element, auditor's responsibility. In that also, these things we will say. Communication with TCWG. Very good. Wow. Makla, excellent. Okay. That was just linking, huh? Zamna, you're right. Now, Fleur, if this much is clear, can you give me proceed? Only two more matters, two more things to be said. With that, essay 260 is over. And for listed entity, auditor's responsibility when compared to other entities, it is more or less. When listed entity audit is being taken, your responsibility comparatively more. So in case of listed entity, auditor should communicate with TCWG. Communicate with TCWG. Three things. One, TCWG, we are independent. Okay. Independence in mind. And one more concept is there. We learn in chapter 11. Independence in appearance. Then we have complied with ethical requirements. How many ethical requirements? Integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional behavior, professional competence. 5. And safeguard to threat. How many threats are there? Self-interest, self-review, advocacy, familiarity, and intimidation. So if you are doing the audit of listed entity, public interest will be affected, right? So you are saying, see, TCWG, we are doing the audit of listed entity. So we are independent, ethical requirements are followed, we are safeguarding, there is no threat. Public interest. And how you can communicate? Is it oral or documentary or either way? Oral, documentary or either way? The essay language is like this. Documentary, if oral is not sufficient. So Abhishek and Vignesh, can you say oral, documentary or either, which is the correct option if an MCQ is asked? Documentary, if oral is not sufficient, so it can be anyway. Either way, no. Abhishek, documentary, if oral is not sufficient. So communication can be in any manner, either way. How to communicate? What is the adequacy? It depends upon APJ, auditor's professional judgment and circumstances. APJs, auditors, professional judgment and circumstances. We have to document even if oral. Even we have said it by mouth. Even if it is oral, we have to write it and keep. Documentation, essay. But here, are we talking about specific or general documentation? Here we are talking about general documentation. No. Here we are, come on guys. Here we are talking about, come on. Many times I've said general documentation is essay 230. Here we are talking about specifically what you will document, only communication with TCWG. Whatever you are communicating, you will document here. Vignesh and Subeda, general documentation is 230. Here, document means you are specifically documenting only the communication with TCWG. Is that clear? General documentation is 230. Subeda? Makle, I know your mind needs rest. I will give you 5 minutes rest after the finishing off one more thing. So can you give me a proceed? Just 3 minutes, this essay will be over. What matters you will communicate with TCWG? Is it most significant or is it significant? Most significant, you will communicate as CAM to users 701, sixth element in audit report. Here you are communicating significant matter. Can you give me some examples of significant matter? Anyone? These are the examples of significant matter. Qualitative aspects of accounting practices, like accounting estimates, accounting policies. Significant difficulties encountered by auditor. Choichu tannilla. Ketang kudukala. What? Dash requested, not provided. Anyone? Written representation as per essay 580. Form and content of your audit report. Can I link? Before giving material uncertainty para as per essay 570, you have to communicate with TCWG. Before including modification, you have to communicate with TCWG. Before you include CAM, you are communicating with TCWG. Before you include emphasis of matter para, other matter para, you have to communicate with TCWG. Now, haven't we learned in all these relevant essays communicate with TCWG? Yes. Any other significant matter? Can someone give me one example of any other significant matter? Like fraud, related party. Very good. Related party, Zamna, essay 550. Fraud, essay 240. I'm sorry, essay 240 is not there in syllabus, but still you should know the number and name. Come on, Kanmani, Anbodu, essay 260 is calling you, no? Come on, look. 260 is communicating with TCWG. This is not communication with management and owners. This is only general communication. It will apply irrespective of size of the entity. This does not relieve. If listed entity, you have to communicate extra independent ethical safeguard. Communication can be oral or documentary. Adequacy depends upon your APJ and circumstances. APJ is auditor's professional judgment. It has to be documented even if it is oral. Now, communication, what all you will communicate? significant matter. These are the examples. Now, what is your objective? These are the objectives. With that, my 3 essays are down. Only one more essay in our target. Done. Come on. CDQ, guys. Smile. How was it, Pulare? Are you able to follow? Can you just give me a reply? Even those attending live, all okay? So I thought if these 4 essays and all these 4 are like, small essays, unimportant essays, students will leave. And these are newly included essays also. That's why I selected these 4 essays for the session and I kept only 2 hours or maximum 2 hours, 10 minutes. So that I won't take much of your time also. Your time of revision should not be eaten up by me. So kindly take rest for 3 minutes to 4 minutes and give me a green signal. Take rest, Pulare. Eda, can I say 2 or 3 things, general things, which I feel will you hear and in the end give me a reply? Okay. One of the complaint which I hear from students is one, forgetting. Okay, I'll close this and say. Yes, Pulare. One of the things which I hear from the students is regarding forgetting. I've told you many times, and I'm repeating it again, regarding forgetting, there is no other shortcut other than revise. See, you are not alone in this journey. Forgetting is a part and parcel of the game. Okay, you will study today, and when you take it next week, you will feel it is first time you are studying. Again, if you take it the next after 3 or 4 days, you will feel it is new. Haven't you felt this when you're studying? Come on, I'm talking about the subject auditing. Haven't you felt? But Pillare, tell me, touch your heart and say, once you have understood the concept, once you have prepared the short notes, once you have read the material and highlighted, once you have solved the question, now you have to touch your heart and say, you have read once, you have studied once, okay. Now you are taking it again. I know you have forgotten, but touch your heart and say, again when you read, I do agree you have forgotten, but once you read again, yes, now I remember. Don't you get it back or can't you recall? Now can you say yes, no? Ada, this is normal and this is, like in auditing term, we call it as inherent risk. Like what to say, linking with auditing terms, inherent limitation of audit. It's a characteristics of audit. As far as you can get it back, it's not an issue. And this time you guys are so blessed to have auditing lab. You have a few days gap before the exam. So not to worry, you can cover the entire syllabus before the exam also. So don't eat up your head. Don't waste your time. Don't get tension regarding forgetting. And I have said my personal experience. I've said in the group, I'm repeating for anyone who's hearing for the first time. I'm a person who used to complain for my intermediate that I forgot tax subject which I've forgotten, and I was like blank when I got the tax paper, and I used to complain to my sir also that I will flunk in tax, not because I don't understand, but because I'm forgetting tax, PGBP, salaries, capital gains, and you won't believe. He said, I mean, my faculty, my sir, in 2006, I'm saying, when I was intern, he used to say, if you forget, you have to spend more time in that paper you are forgetting. I used to feel that sir can say anything. Like you also, I used to feel that. But I listened to him and I spent more time for that subject, more revision. And I got 78 for that paper. 78. That was my highest in inter. And for the inter also, I got rank. All India 36. Just imagine a paper which I had most difficulty in recalling, but I spent more time. So whichever paper you feel you're forgetting more, be it auditing, be it any other paper where you feel you're having more difficulty, you have to spend more time. Did you understand the issue regarding forgetting, Pillare? One. Second thing, at this point of time, ma'am, there is another thing is, ma'am, we can't read the entire material. See, ICA material, ICA is your Amma. Amma, that's the best material to be followed. Now, at this point of time, when few more days are for the exam, if you can't, you have to read the material. If you can't read the material, you have already prepared some short notes. Better to read the material. In case if you can't read the material, what I suggest you is you go with the notes, you go with some other material, but at least do the test your understanding, test your knowledge, I say MCQ in the new syllabus material. Did you get that second thing which I said? It's very, very important that you go through the test your knowledge, test your understanding, and I say MCQ question. Thereafter, you go for any other question, any other scanner, any other question bank. Okay. Third, third thing was, yes, make sure that I've told you 100 times, make sure that you do some practice. Otherwise, guys, your exam, whenever you start to write exam, you will know the provision, but it won't come to your paper. So make sure if you're spending for auditing today, you're sitting to studying auditing 3 hours, last 15 minutes or in between 15 minutes, make sure you are writing and practicing. I'm not asking you to take a pen and paper, copy from the material. No, no, no. I'm asking you to practice one question. Close your book, like for the exam, practice a question. Take a past exam question or take a test your understanding question from the material. Close the material. I mean, don't look at the solution and write like for the exam. Will you remember these three things which I said regarding forgetting, regarding the material, and regarding the practice? Kindly try it out. I think it should be useful. Guys, with these words, can I proceed? No, can we proceed? Ada, at the end, I asked you for a reaction and you said you will react. Okay. So going to the last essay for the session. Come on, promote Pillare, promote. Let's start. Unless all says promotion and P, I won't start. Can we start? எவ்வளோ பண்ணிட்டோம் இது பண்ண மாட்டோமா எத்தனையோ செய்து இது செய்தூடே last essay yaar come on which is the last essay which we have already compared 260 and 265 you remember 265 Name please. Communicating what deficiencies in internal control with whom? Management and TCWG. Communicating deficiencies in internal control with management and TCWG. Now, can I have your reply for these 5 questions? Is this essay communication with only TCWG? Answer is no. Here there is both management and TCWG. And may I know why both of them are sitting over here? Why both? India wants to know. Why? If it is significant deficiencies, management. No, sorry. TCWG. I was checking whether you are hearing. If it is significant deficiencies, then you will communicate with TCWG. Whereas other deficiency, not significant, then you will communicate with management. This essay, not only TCWG, both management and TCWG. Now, why to identify IC deficiency? That's the biggest question. Are we going to express opinion on IC? Reply to this, Pillare. Third question you reply. Are you going to, in our opinion, internal control shows true and fair view? Are we going to express opinion? No. Ida, linking with 143(3) clause I, Companies Act, we will report IFC, internal financial control, but we are not going to express opinion on internal control, not expressing opinion. Then why are you identifying deficiencies, Pillare? May I know? Audit evidence depend upon IC to perform FAB. Okay. Whenever, both of you are right. Wherever Wherever internal control are weak, there risk is more to identify and assess. Romam? If risk is more, to design in that area, to design nature, timing and extent of further procedure. To assess risk as per 315 and to design further procedure as per 330. Shouldn't we identify IC deficiency? May I have a yes, no there? Unless we identify IC deficiency, ROMM we can't see. If we identify ROMM, then only we can design FAP, no? So IC deficiency identification is the base for that. Makle, are we clear? So are we supposed to identify all IC deficiency? Each and every IC deficiency? Everything should be identified? No. Only those which affects FS or relevant to audit. That's why we always say IFC, internal financial control. Can other deficiency other than those relating to FS be communicated? Answer is communicate cheyyamo, cheyyam, cheyyano, venda. Pannalama, pannalam, pannanuma, venda. Can you communicate? Answer is yes. Is it mandatory? No. Pillare, this is the scope of this essay. And I want reply from every one of you whether you understood this. If understood, put a U. This essay is mainly communicating not only with TCWG, both management and TCWG. Why both? TCWG, significant deficiency. Management, IC deficiency. Why to identify? Because wherever IC is deficient, problem high. So design more procedure there. You are not going to express opinion on IC. We are not supposed to identify all deficiency, only deficiencies which affects internal control, which affects the FS, relevant to audit. Other deficiencies may be communicated. Reply please. Only 1, 2, 3. 3 more things only. Come on. Life is a race. Run, 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 run. Are you guys hungry? Veshakunno. Pasikida. Veshakunnoda? No, not hungry. Okay. So may I know what is IC deficiency? What is significant deficiency? Can someone say the difference between two, or may I know the meaning? See, IC deficiency can be of two types. Control is there, but not effective. Control is not there. Very good. Super. Control is fail. Control is designed, implemented, maintained. I am writing short form. Control is designed, implemented, maintained in such a manner that it fails to detect, prevent, correct misstatements. Meaning, control is it absent or inadequate, Pillare? Designed, implemented, maintained in such a way that it doesn't detect, prevent, or correct misstatement, meaning inadequate. Now, second, control is needed to detect, prevent, and correct, but is missing. Meaning, control is like in attendance, it is not there, absent. Okay. Now, what is significant deficiency? It are those deficiency, individual or in aggregate, that merits means calls, attention of, attention of, significant, come on, attention of. Zamna, is it auditor kuta? Attention of who? Aride, TCWG. And now I will explain something. Now tell me what is the concept. Now this is IC deficiency, this is significant deficiency. Now, because of this deficiency, there is a fraud or error in financial statements. Then it becomes dash dash. There is a concept. Because of this deficiency, there is a fraud or error in financial statements. Then it becomes, there is a phrase for that. No one knows. Okay, haven't you heard a phrase called as material weakness? Can someone reply? Because of IC deficiencies, there is a impact in financial, there is a fraud or error, there is a misstatement in FS, then it becomes material weakness. Here IC is deficient, here very deficient, meaning very big one. Material weakness means because of this deficiency, there is a fraud or error, or there is a misstatement in financial statements, then it becomes material weakness. Okay, for those who are hearing for the first time, can you acknowledge whether you understood when this deficiency leads to a material misstatement, fraud or error, it becomes material weakness. Thank you, Vignesh. Okay. Guys, these are the concepts. Like we said, IC deficiency, significant deficiency, material weakness. Then scope. Objective of the essay is name itself, to communicate with management and TCWG. Passengers, for your kind attention, please. The flight will land in 10 minutes. Okay? So fasten your seatbelt. 10 minutes only. Can I proceed? No. Can we proceed? Can I get a proceed? So guys, can you say auditor's responsibility? In a flow, I will say. How auditor will say, there are 200 series, 200 series specialities auditor's responsibility. How he will do? First step, auditor will perform audit procedure. Through audit procedure, he will identify. Guys, identify what? IC deficiency. Now, he will obtain audit evidence regarding the IC deficiency. Through evidence, if it is significant deficiencies, one or more deficiencies significant, communicate with TCWG. Any deficiencies, communicate with management. For communication, there is a mode. Okay, there is a mode of communication. Have you heard that mode? You call that as what? There is a name. You call that as yo. 1 second. You call that as letter of weakness. LOW. Letter of weakness. Yeah, it should be in written mode. Okay, that is called as letter of weakness. In letter of weakness, what you will say? First, you will say IC deficiency. Come on, management, TCWG, these are the deficiency. You will give the information about the deficiencies. Sufficient information you will give. Then you will say, you are only expressing opinion on management. We are only expressing opinion on FS. We are not expressing opinion on internal control. And you will give your suggestions on how to overcome the deficiency. These are the contents of letter of weakness. This letter of weakness is sent by who to whom? Who to whom? Management or auditor? Who will send? Auditor. To whom they will send? Management or TCWG as appropriate. Just see the flow. We perform procedure. Through that you identify deficiency. From that you obtained evidence. If it is significant, TCWG, other to management. Now you will communicate. In that, first you will explain deficiency, give the information, and you say you are expressing only opinion on FS, not expressing on IC, and give the suggestion. How to over. Plare, are we all there? Just I have to show one more thing. With that, session is done. Just example, 2 example I have to show. With that, ta-ta, bye-bye. We'll catch for the next session. So if this much is clear, can you say example, put example? Okay. An example of what? Ask me what example. Oh, guys, can we? Examples of significant deficiencies. Here are 6 examples I will give you. This is from my material only. 6 examples of mukyamana deficiency, important deficiency, velliya deficiency. What are deficiencies that would impact the financials even in future? Oh, susceptibility due to fraud. Subjectivity or complexity relating to estimated amount. Financial statements are exposed. Because of this IC deficiency, financials are exposed. Because of this deficiency, huge volume of activity is affected. Financial reporting process itself is affected. Adit, you guys are hearing this, no? May I know what is the heading? Don't make the hero the villain. Please say correctly what is the heading of these 6 points. These are the examples of Aradhagare. Come on. These are the examples of what? These are the examples of significant deficiency. Repeat. Deficiencies that can affect financials even in future, not just 1 year. Fraud. Complex subjectivity. Financial statements are even exposed. Volume of activity. Financial reporting process itself is exposed. So, these deficiencies, you should communicate with whom? Since this is significant, you should communicate with whom? TCWG. See, if it is an ordinary deficiency, you would have limited your communication with whom? Management. Okay. Last one for the session. With that, done. So this was example of significant deficiencies. Now guys, as an auditor, what is this? Mel, come on. How do you get indication of significant deficiencies? എങ്ങനെ സൂചന കിട്ടും? എപ്പടി തെരിയും? Like how do you get an indication? Ineffective control environment. Romum has how many elements? Anyone? In essay 315 we have learned. IR and CR2. Then audit risk has how many elements? Very good, Pramita. Audit risk 3, IR, CR, DR. Internal control has how many elements? 5. In that, Krimi, first element, control environment. Second element, you remember? Risk assessment procedure, RAP. If you remember that flow, I'm not taking that, lack of time. So first control environment is weak. If control environment is, all these are component of internal control. Control environment is weak, significant deficiency. Then, next point is about risk. Absence of risk assessment procedure, ineffective risk assessment procedure, ineffective response. Next 3 points are relating to risk assessment. Next, misstatements which we detected are not detected, prevented, or corrected by control. Control is weak. Prior periods, misstatements are not disclosed. Management's inability to prepare the FS. Can I know what is the heading of these? Indicators of significant deficiencies. Very easy only. You know how you will learn this? Components of internal control. 5 components. First is control environment, ineffective control environment. That is the first one. Second component is risk assessment. Risk assessment is not there. It is ineffective. Its response is not correct. Control is not designed, implemented, detected, prevented, corrected. It's not there. Prior period, it is not proper. Management is not preparing FS properly. These are the indicators. These are the indicators of deficiencies, and the above were examples of significant deficiencies. With that, essay 265 is over. Makle, I ask you only one. I usually after one standard, I ask you only one smiley. One smiley taru. Tangale, one smiley. Come on. With that, just look at the time. Time parangle. Look at the time. Time nokku. Time nokra. 9:59. Our target was 10. 1 minute before landed. Safe landing or crash landed? I don't know. You guys have to reply. How was it? Vishagar? Okay. So let me know how was the session so that I can, based on your, just comment in the YouTube, okay? In the link, how was the session, so that I can plan future sessions also, so that it will also give me a little bit of motivation. So that's it. Stay tuned, in the sense 4 more sessions are in pipeline. Let's see how it goes, but it will be most probably only live. Okay. Yeah. So keep on studying, Pulare. Don't turn back and look. It's just few more days for the exam, but trust me, last few days can make wonders. Wonders in the sense, last few days is the days when you should be able to study well. You might have been studying for last 6 months or last 3 months, but what stays in your mind is last minute preparation. So continue doing your preparation. I'm here to support you. Anytime you can message me. And I'm really happy. Ada, how many of you are there from the mentoring group? Can I have a reply? Even in YouTube? Many of you. And I don't know how many of you have done, but from my side, I'm really happy to announce that. Yeah, I'm really happy to announce that I have, no, I have successfully completed my targets with day after tomorrow. Okay. I have been assigning the topic from March 15th, right? Yeah. From March 15th, I started daily. I don't know how many you have been following, but I've been taking pains, right? Daily I was giving you task. I was saying this chapter, this you study, and then I was giving you 2 practice questions. 2 practice questions, then MCQ I was assigning in my application. Then I used to put the picture of each topic, and I used to give you the summary. Okay, day 1 task is this much, day 2 task is this much. I used to put the pick, and I am satisfied. I don't know how many of you are satisfied with it, but I'm happy to announce that our mentoring is coming to an group. I'm not saying about the group. Mentoring of all the chapter have been over. Last chapter, which is items in FS, is going on. With that, mentoring is done. I'm really happy that there are few people who have been doing very well. Very well means consistently. I'm not blaming other students. I know there are thousands of reasons not to do. Just to say few reasons, classes are not getting over. Someone was hospitalized. You were having, bank audit, principal called back to the office. You were not well. But guys, let me say one thing. There are thousands of reasons not to do, but only one reasons to do, which is pass. PASS. Okay. I'm not bluffing. See, even we all have issues, Pulare. But to come here, to sit here, to teach you, and you guys to hear this session, what is the intention? For me to come here and for you to come here, what is the intention? You guys say, why are you here when why am I here with you? Farah, what is the intention? Only one intention. Those 4 letters. What are those 4 letters? Pass. There are nothing less than pass. Let me say one thing. If you get for auditing 50, 60, 70, 80, well. But unless you get the group pass, I won't be happy. So I'm waiting for you guys to send me the mark sheet with 4 letters. Wait. Shall I wait? Yes, no? No, I'm not making you tense. Just that you have to sit, relax. There are a lot of people who are loving you and praying for you and waiting for your pass. Just that you guys have to make them proud and happy. It is only you guys who can do. So be calm and don't get tense, because tension can eat up your time. Not only your time, your mental health. Your physical health and mental health will play a very important role. So may God bless you. At any point of time, if you feel really down, you can bang on me like a mentor. No doubts other than auditing. Please, I'm not expert in that. Okay, so I will be here to help you. Right? So guys, take care. We will see in the next session. And guys, please, I will put the link in the channel also, mentoring channel. Kindly look out for the WhatsApp channel for the next session and even in my status. Okay. So I will post the next session in the channel. Okay. So take care. Good night. Bye-bye.